Quail log, April 16th, 2023. So tonight, most of the chicks are up and moving, or they were. They seem to have calmed down now that I'm trying to video them. I don't have any right now that are able to really jump out the doors, so I'm opening up the doors to get a little heat out. I came down tonight to find look at the incubator and see if anyone else had hatched. Nothing else had come out, so I ended up taking the temperature gauge and moved it down into here and found that it was running at about 110 degrees. So I've turned the heat down. It's now running about 100 degrees, so that's better, but humidity is currently only at 18%, so I'm not sure if how bad that is off for them, but most of them are up and moving fairly well. I've only got 3 that seem to be really bad spay leg right now. As you can see, 2 of them right there. They're moving around. They've been eating and drinking, even the ones with the spay leg, so I'm hoping that's a good sign. I have at least one more over here that also is spay leg, so I'm hoping that maybe they can recover or do something better, but I'm not so sure. I figure I'll see where they're at in a couple days, and we'll decide from there, or see if they're thriving or whether they're having too many problems or not. But the majority of them are doing fairly well. They're getting around, they've been eating, they've been drinking, so far they seem to be doing pretty good. They seem to tire out and then just sit down where they're at, and not much more than that. I did come out this morning and found one of them had pushed its way down below into here and couldn't get back up in. So I've pushed it down even further, and I've put this in place to try to keep it from anyone else getting down in there and having to find somebody else in the morning, because I'm not sure how long they would last if they get down there and are down there for very long, because it's warm out towards this edge, but nowhere near as warm as it is inside. So we'll see from there. Looks like I'm down to 99.8 on the temperature in there in the center. So hopefully it can move away from the heat and won't have too many problems if it does get too warm. But so we'll see how they do, because they're supposed to be able to move away from the heat or move to and from the heat as needed. So that's what I'm relying on, because I know that part of it is not going to be heated, at least the area down here. And I haven't had a whole lot of them down there or in that area. Most of them always stay here in the center or over here on the other side. So that's what they've been doing so far. Definitely interesting to watch, as they are ping pong balls that just kind of bounce around in there. So, but they are doing well. Did crack open all the eggs that were in the incubator that didn't hatch, and found that 7 of them were infertile. 2 looked like they'd started to develop but didn't go anywhere, so they kind of have a brown yolk to them. And then I had 1 that had a developed chick in it, but that it just didn't hatch. So here's the eggs that did hatch. Well, I guess there's 17 in there, because one of the eggs is an empty egg that's everything leaked out of, that we marked as an X, that we already knew about. The rest of these eggs are the ones that hatch, so it gives me an idea of how many of each of my pharaohs laid, and actually they were able to produce a offspring. So looks like I only got one of the birds, but the majority of them had at least 3, and I have 2 of them that had it looks like possibly 5 of the chicks are from them. So unfortunately, there are only one of them I can really tell you who the egg comes from, and that's the 3 here on the side. I know these 3 are from blue. Everyone else is, I'm kind of guessing. If I really watched them closely, I could figure out which one lays each of the eggs, but I usually just make sure that all 6 of them are laying eggs. So not sure which one, because that's only 5 of the birds. So one of them I didn't get any offspring from, and I'm not sure exactly which one that is, but I do know that there's kind of a difference between these 2. I usually get 2 that are very similar to this, and I also get 2 that are similar to this. So I'm not sure which egg is from which, and But at least I got, currently there are 16 chicks in there, and we'll see where it goes, how many of those survive. Give you a quick view of everyone. They got their sand all day today, and so they just got it fed again tonight. And everyone, at least when I was feeding them earlier, seemed to be quite happy. My speckled old calicos are doing well. And let's see how Black is doing tonight. I left Black with her sandbox tonight because she did not want to let me into the cage to pull the sandbox out. And I figure I can just let her have her sandbox, and hopefully tomorrow I can take it from her. So 24 hours in the brooder. I haven't killed anyone yet. I'm very happy for that. That's one of my fears, is that they all die on me fairly quickly, but so far I've got 16 of them in there, and we'll see if all of them survive and whether the spay legs are able to get their feet under them and start moving, or whether I'm going to have to do something about them. But that's where I'm at for today.